Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we are looking at NightCrawlers issue 3, and I just wanted to show off the connecting covers, which are a little bit easier than the last ones to connect, and it's quite clear on who is who and where is where and what is what. So let's get stuck into this issue. Okay, so our issue begins with Mother Righteous quite rightly saying that she has been ready for centuries in terms of what she wanted to do. And she has seen a lot of things happen, and she has been collecting certain artifacts, and the last being a phoenix egg, so to speak. And she talks about the generations of NightCrawlers she has. She has generations down the line, and they are not the same as they once were. And she has her ship disguised as a sort of ego, etc. And she learns that Sinister has already arrived at the laboratory, and she is mocked by this sort of ego, just saying, have you missed your thing? And she says she hasn't missed thing. And this is all about her scientific payload, but there is also magic involved in what she wants to achieve. And she reflects on how this all came about. This all came about because it could have easily been reset a millennium ago, but Destiny saw a fate of death for Mystique, and she didn't want her to die. Obviously, you know, she's a life partner, so literally she did what she did to avoid that death sentence that was clearly there. And basically this is all about her avoiding death, and eventually she comes to die when she tried to do this, reset Moira, etc. However, Destiny's hand is still being played, as Destiny knew the way to get in there, and she knew certain things, etc., that are going to happen throughout this story. So this is written by Spurrier. I can't remember if I pronounced that correctly. Lorenzo Tamita and Philip Sevi. Rain Burritos on the colors art. Clay and Cows on the letters, and Tom Miller and Jay Bowen are on design together. Counting Bodies Like Sheep, Part 10. And she goes to her flock, and she does another spell. Very simple, very effective. We also have Sean Cassidy, aka Ghost Rider, who has been chased for 56 years by Galactus, who wants vengeance on what was done to him, or those that created this world, etc. All part of the plan. And another part of the plan is nobody thought about Juggernaut when he, if I remember correctly, shot through Thanos' head like a bullet. He just carried on flying through space, full of rage and pain and suffering, to come to this point where he smashes through there and he smashes into their destination. However, that is unfortunately not enough. The shield is still up. Very, very tiny, but it is still up. Such things begin, and all it takes is one more Nightcrawler, and this one, who we've seen earlier in the book, sacrifices herself for the greater good. Lovely jubbly, his Mother Righteous says. So they get to the lab quite easily. There's no sign of Sinister here at all, which is, I thought, quite interesting as such. And we soon learn what this has all been about. This is not about resetting the timeline and going back to the beginning. It's about changing the rules at the beginning. It's about sharing all this knowledge that I have and sending it back in time, almost like a cheat code, so you knew what happens when it all goes wrong. And she wants hearts to trump everything else, Trump Diamonds, and all those other sinister variants that are out there now and out in the open, which is very interesting. So she takes one more thing from Ghost Rider. She takes the Ghost Rider powers and imbues it with the baby to be a sort of vessel to take the stuff back for it to be shared. Of course, the baby's going to vaporize. However, there is somebody else who is going to come into the fray. That's right, baby mama's back. And she is not going to let her take her baby at all. However, there's a fight that she seems to start losing. However, Sean Cassidy is not going to let Mother Righteous get away with what she's getting away with, even in his dying breath, where he is pretty much done for, and I think it looks like she crushes him. However, he was just acting as a distraction, because everywhere he forgets a towel, right? And Nightcrawler Wolverine gets a few moments with her baby as she runs for it, etc., leaving Sean Cassidy to die alone. Or does he die alone? He certainly does not. Welcome to the trump card. Here is Moira. And Sean is shot in the head, and she has the fiery heart. She's standing outside Moira 7, or is it Moira 8? I can't remember. To reset the universe. There is no sign of Sinister in this issue, which I thought was going to happen. So it's all set up for this big finale with Sinister. So Moira versus Sinister in the final episode. Does this Moira, what is this Moira's play? We've not seen it throughout this book. We've also still got the other variant out there. Was he killed? I can't remember. Anyway, sometimes these things get a little bit messy. So how is this all going to end? Find out in X-Men Dominion. Sorry, Sins of Sinister Dominion, which actually is on its way. So I'm hoping that comes in the next couple of days, and I'm going to quickly whip that out and talk through that issue. So once again, I don't know what it is about Nightcrawlers. Maybe it's how Cy writes a story. He takes you on a certain journey. There are moments I felt, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then once again, I got to sort of the end, and that payload's there. I understand everything all of a sudden. It's really, really a fascinating way of writing, and also a way of reading, because I'm not a fan of not understanding how comics, how the story's been told, but Cy does do it in an interesting way, where half the story I'm thinking, what the F is going on? And then all of a sudden, that all makes sense. I understand it all. So I did exactly the same with Nightcrawlers issue 2. Nightcrawlers issue 1 was a bit easier. Nightcrawlers 2 was certainly complicated. So this was about, all this issue was about, so I feel like one was setting up the team. Issue 2 was about them being lost, and a bit, and eventually Mother Righteous gets to where she wants through certain sacrifices over the years, and that's what it's about, these Nightcrawlers sacrificing herself. And then the final issue is this plan of how she wants to go back in time to cheat, so to speak, and share the knowledge of the future so that it could be done right, perhaps, the Sinister. So I don't think we've seen the last of Sinister in terms of when they go back. I think there's going to be a bigger play in the background, so we'll see how that pans out. Anyway, I hope you like my video. If you do, please support my channel by subscribing. I really appreciate it. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.